Fist bump, welcome back. I'm Faris, aka the Football Accountant, and today we will be looking at a preview of Argentina before the semi-final tomorrow. So the first thing for me to look at when analyzing opposition is the shape they played. Now, on paper, it's a 4-4-2 diamond, and here we have the pass maps from their most recent games against Egypt and Switzerland to see if that's how it actually played out, and I would say it did. So we have here their back four, more or less where you expect them to be, right? Then we have their midfield four, again, more or less where you expect them to be. And then we have their strike partnership, again, more or less where you expect them to be, right? Then we are going to come to a few key stats. So the first one is they are a very high possession team at 60.1%. They also have the most goals in the competition with 17, and that is also the most goals per game. So that accounts for the teams that have been knocked out a little bit earlier. Next, we look at how do they create chances. So they play the most through balls per game at 6.5. And for me, the interesting stat here is the four teams that made the semi-finals are in the top four for through balls, which I think is one of the best ways to create chances. So it makes sense that even if maybe you're not the best teams, you are among the best attacks, which all of these four teams are. Next, we look at crosses, which is another common way to create chances. And at 7.83, they are quite a bit lower than the other three semi-finalists. And they're actually 39th out of 48 in terms of attempted crosses per game. Next, we look at how do they use possession. So the second column here is how many times do they play 10 plus passes in a row per game. At 24.5, it is quite comfortably the highest. Then the next three columns, we have direct speed, 1.43 meters per second. So how quickly do they move the ball vertically? That is third slowest in the competition. Then we have average passes per sequence, which is 5.58. That's also the highest in the competition to go along with their 10 plus pass sequences. And finally, we have their sequence time at 15.61 seconds. Again, when you've seen the past three stats, that one is also the highest, which makes sense. Using their lineups and formations, as well as the key stats, I will be explaining my proposed England lineup and why that will counteract their strengths as well as expose their weaknesses.